All right, let's jump right in. Today we're going to tackle a really fascinating, kind of mysterious concept called the two-body problem. And trust me, it challenges our most basic ideas about what communication and connection really are. So, our source material kicks things off with this really powerful riddle from a figure named Zoran the Dragon, and it just sets the stage perfectly, doesn't it? The problem isn't two separate people. It's one single broken circuit. And this idea of a second key, well, that's exactly what we're going to unlock today. Which leads us to the big question, right? When you have a mind filled with this profound, unfiltered genius, but the person can't speak, how does that incredible inner library, as the source calls it, ever connect with the outside world? That's the riddle we're here to solve. So let's dive into this riddle of silence. I want you to picture this, a mind just brimming with intense, brilliant thoughts and ideas, but it's essentially locked away, with no conventional way to get them out. Okay, first things first. Before we can go any further, we have to clear the air. Our source material argues, pretty forcefully, that our typical, almost comic book idea of telepathy, like a secret signal being beamed from one brain to another, yeah, that's fundamentally wrong. The reality is something way more interconnected. So if it's not that, then what is it? Well, the solution isn't about some isolated power that one person has. It's about creating an interdependent state. It's about one circuit that's temporarily formed by two bodies. And here you can really see the huge shift in thinking. On one hand, you've got the myth, one person just broadcasting a thought. But the reality? It's all about a shared circuit. It's about two people getting so in sync that for a moment, they literally create a single shared system. It's not a broadcast, it's a co-creation. And there's a name for this. It's called the shared subtle body. The idea here is that the energetic fields of two people literally overlap and merge. And this merger forms a single coherent circuit that allows information to just flow instantly. And this is the whole key. This shared circuit is the bridge. It's the actual operational mechanism that allows all that profound knowledge locked inside the non-speaker's mind to finally connect with the world outside. It's the key for the lock. But for this circuit to actually work, it's not random. Each person has a really specific job to do. One of them has to become the energetic anchor. Their job is to ground a powerful, almost volatile energy. To really get what's happening inside the non-speaker's mind, there's this great yogic term, viksepa. Just imagine having these massive, powerful thoughts and feelings with absolutely no way to let them out. That creates this intense internal agitation, right? A scattering of mental energy that's just about to boil over. And this breaks down the two complementary roles perfectly. You have the non-speaker, who's operating in this volatile, inward-drawn theta brainwave state that's associated with the Pingala, or solar energy channel. Then you have the caregiver, who is the balancing force. They're in a calm, focused alpha state associated with the Ida, or lunar channel. So you have solar and you have lunar, and together they create balance. So the caregiver's job here is absolutely vital. By staying in that calm, focused state, they literally act as a grounding force. They absorb that scattered, volatile energy, that vikshepa, from the non-speaker, and that's what keeps the entire shared circuit from overloading. They complete the circuit. I just love this quote from the source. It makes it so clear that the caregiver is not the author of the message. They aren't creating the thought. They are the stabilizing earth, the grounding rod that allows the other person's lightning bolt of genius to land safely and be understood. Now, I know what you might be thinking. This all sounds a little out there, maybe a bit esoteric, but it turns out there seems to be a measurable physical signature to this dance. And that brings us to the science of synchrony. So the scientific term for this is neural synchrony, or sometimes interbrain coherence. And get this, using tools like EEGs, scientists can actually measure when the brainwave activity of two different people starts to correlate, to move in sync. This isn't just a metaphor, this is measurable data. This is what's called the alpha-theta bridge in action. Think of it like this. The non-speaker's deep theta waves are carrying the raw, unfiltered idea. Then the caregiver's focused alpha waves act as the receiver, catching and stabilizing that signal. It's this incredible synchronization that creates an invisible bridge for communication to happen. And here's where it all comes together. Through this whole process of energetic balancing and neural synchrony,
the two separate individuals, for a brief moment, they stop being separate. They become a single, unified, and perfect system for communication.
So, the big question is, can you actually experience this? Well, our final section gives us a practical exercise, a way to actually feel what this coherence, this shared pulse, is really like. But before we try it, let's just remember the main takeaway here. The answer to the two-body problem isn't about isolating an individual to prove their ability. The source argues the solution is integration. It's about honoring and fostering the very symbiotic connection that makes this communication possible in the first place. Okay, so here it is, the Dragon Trial. It's an exercise to create coherence. You and a partner sit facing each other, maybe put on some slow, steady music, and you just breathe in sync for 5 minutes. Inhale for 4 beats, exhale for 6. The key is to really match your breath. Then, close your eyes. One person focuses on a complex emotion, something like profound relief, while the other just tries to sense it and writes down what they feel. That rhythmic breathing is designed to bring your two systems into sync. And that leaves us with this final, really thought-provoking question. We spend so much time and energy focusing on the words we say, but what if the deepest, most profound form of communication isn't spoken at all, but synchronized? What if it's all about two systems becoming one?